what an exciting night this is. You know, it's our 6th year, amazing artwork that our kids have been doing. Most of this is obviously visual arts. And one of our core service areas is the arts. And so it just means the world for our kids to know that their art is going to be displayed in a real art gallery. I'm always amazed at you know, the talent level of kids, but I also will tell you that a lot of kids find themselves through their art. We had the People's Choice Awards. A young lady was chosen, and her artwork was beautiful. And not only was it the #1 choice People's Choice Award, her second, she was both #1 and #2 in People's Choice Awards. So it's a very solid, very special artist, has been a member of our Disney Club for quite some time. It's just a very high energy night for the kids. It's a special night, and we're very appreciative of both CityArts and Jim Legier and Mateer Harbor Bates and all the companies and individuals that help us get this done every year.
I've always been sort of into art. When I was younger, I'd watch TV and I'd draw like SpongeBob straight from looking at it. In the summer of 2013, I started to take art seriously because I had an artistic friend and I thought it was cool, and I kind of kept working with it and I fell in love with art. It's just very expressive. It relieves my stress. The one that took first, I got inspiration from these quotes on divorce I saw online, and I really wanted to showcase how divorce affects the entire family, especially the children who are caught in between. As you can see, here are the 2 wedding bands. The bride is right here, the groom is here, the child's here, and these are the 2 parents. I chose them to put them in cooler tones because of the kind of problems that are occurring in the household. The children are affected when it comes to this sort of matter. I don't think that many people understand that. I've always dreamt of being an artist, so being able to be in an environment where people are looking at your art and talking about it, it's really touching, and it feels nice that people care about my art enough that they want to ask questions and they want to know more.
I drew both of these with mechanical pencils. And this one I was showing how you can use cross-hatching to shade a piece even if you're not having a shading stub or a pencil. This one over here I did the day after it, and I used a mechanical pencil on that one also, but I used a shading stub so that way I could shade it around, and I was showing off 2 different techniques. I have a whole bunch of line art drawings, and I do birds and people and cars and buildings. I've actually never displayed my artwork in a public setting before. So for me, this has just like been a phenomenal experience.
I've been painting since I was, probably 3 years old. What I enjoy is really bright colors. And I am a still life painter. I collect junk. And I mean junk. I go to junk stores and I buy the cheapest stuff that they have, and then I turn it into art. This little jar here I made myself, and when I go shopping for groceries, I'm this really strange woman in the produce department picking up vegetables and holding them up and saying, how does that look to you? And I pick out the vegetables and things that I want to paint.
All of my work is based on surfaces. You know, as we travel around and look at things, like right now, if you look down at the floor, there's a grid, and a grid is what I base most of my paintings on. Well, this piece right here would be a perfect example of a piece that I started, and I probably put a color down, and it would have been blue, and then I gridded off all the way up, and I keep adding and subtracting. Lo and behold, all of a sudden it's done. It's not like painting a realistic thing where if you're gonna paint an apple, you know what an apple's supposed to look like. And if you've painted it and you're successful, you know that. With this kind of stuff, you never know when you're successful until you just all of a sudden say, that's it, I'm done.
I'm a landscape, seascape painter, a plein air painter. And I would say that the greater majority of what I paint is from small paintings that I do outside. I would say maybe 1 out of 30 or so becomes a studio painting. I don't know what it is, but I was naturally attracted to the water for some reason. And I absolutely love to paint the ocean. And a lot of times I'll start out with a landscape, and sure enough, it winds up to be a seascape. What I love about it, I think for the most part, is that it's constantly changing. It's never the same. So it's just a natural thing for me. Now, I've been teaching about 22 years. I teach twice a week. I teach at the Art League in Daytona Beach, and then I teach also at the Artist Workshop in New Smyrna Beach. And when I'm not doing that, I have a studio at the Hovan on Canal in New Smyrna Beach. So that's where I normally are painting when I'm not teaching.
Well, this show is called Art United. It came about because originally I was trying to put together a solo show and just didn't have the time or the money or the space to create what I wanted to create. So I thought, rather than back out or cancel, I just went ahead and said, let's make it a group show. This is one of my favorite types of pieces to do, blending up paper with other medium, because I love artwork that you can actually touch and feel and experience on a different level than just looking at it. But I also took some pieces that I had sitting around and I said, I'm just going to paint them completely white and then take the dominant colors from the artists that I knew were going to participate and drip those down the arch. And at the end, they kind of felt like it brings everything together. It has sort of a flow that goes around. What inspired me to get more involved in the art community here in Orlando was actually someone in New York that contacted me and said, would you be interested in participating in an international postcard collaborative show? You'll receive a packet of postcards and they'll be started. And then what you'll do is you'll actually finish the postcard. The postcard show is coming up in February. It's called Unsent. It's already been shown in Spain, Denmark, Canada, the UK. It's right now in Mexico City, and it's coming to Orlando in February. It's one of the few U.S. destinations that it's going to come to, so we're really excited about it.
Zyll is a great personal friend of ours and had asked me to be in the show, and how could I deny? These are two pieces that work together. One's called The Traveler, the other is The Many Faces of the Traveler. They originated as mass-marketed watercolors. You'd see them all over doctors' offices. This is the artist who originally did it. I came back with about 30 hours of Sharpie work on them and created this being here with the shroud and the face with the staff, and there's some goats and the wings kind of on the world. And this would be the face with many faces inside that shroud. So they work together, but it's somebody else's artwork that I worked with to create my own vision. It's kind of like cloud watching, you know, just looking at his colors, and it was like I'm seeing these images in there, and just went ahead and grabbed a marker, started turning it into something. I'm always excited to be a part of anything here in the Orlando scene.